Our Story Productions presents the Cocklebur Morning Show, where we weed out the big stories from throughout Sweet Swan County with Bobby Ray and Sally Sue.
Thank you and welcome to the Cocklebur Morning Show. We have a great show for our viewers today. Sally Sue, I'm really excited. We have a great guest lined up and, of course, some more special reports from outside Sweet Swan County.
I can't wait.
Yep.
And you know, I'm thinking you had something planned this weekend, as usual.
Oh,
Don't
well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to share with you what happened over the weekend, because it's now time for
Bobby Ray's Weekend Adventures.
This past weekend,
Yes.
I had the opportunity to visit the Freeborn County Historical Museum, Library, and Village.
Ooh.
So, if you have a hankering for history, like I do,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
then you'll love venturing over to Albert Lea to visit the incredible Freeborn County Historical Museum, Library, and Village. When you arrive, you'll find a wonderful collection of exhibits about Freeborn County, and you can also access historical and genealogical information in the library that's housed at the museum. An amazing historic village has also been recreated at the site and includes numerous buildings from the 1800s and early 1900s.
My.
You'll get to view one-room county school with authentic furnishings, a log cabin that's credited as being the first log house built in Freeborn County in 1853, a general store filled with merchandise kind of from days gone by, a telephone office, a blacksmith shop, a woodworking shop with foot-powered equipment for those tool-time people out there. They'll understand
yes.
that. Absolutely. Those tools were used by early craftsmen to make furniture, windows, and doors. A post office, a village church dating from 1872, and its parsonage. There's a hardware store, a shoe repair shop, a mill house, a county jail, photo studio, barber shop, bank, and a train depot.
How fun. How
It
exciting
is.
to go through all of that.
There's also the Red Exhibit Hall, where fire department equipment, farm machinery, automobiles, tools and implements, and a steam engine fill over 6,000 square feet of display area. And that is
Bobby Ray's Weekend Adventures.
That was so exciting. What an interesting trip that you had.
Yes, I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Great.
Yep.
Now, I have
Okay.
a special guest.
All right,
for
let's
you
hear it.
today.
All
You
about
will
it.
so love them.
okay.
Okay, they are from the county of Dickinson,
Okay.
outside of Superior, Iowa, the Estherville,
Oh,
Iowa
sure. Okay, sure.
area.
Mhm.
Yes. Would you welcome Scott and Diane Benjamin?
Welcome.
Oh, welcome. It's so good to have you both
Yes.
here. You made the big trip up here, and it's wonderful.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yes, well, you're welcome. So you're from Superior, Estherville, Iowa area. What can you tell us about that area?
Well, the Estherville is well known for its meteor strike back in the 1800s.
Really? I didn't. Did you know that?
A meteor strike.
Yes.
I see another weekend adventure coming up.
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think so. Do
Yep.
they? Oh.
Continue. So,
And Estherville actually just recently bought part of the meteor back, so they have a piece of it.
it was
actually
stolen or taken away?
No,
or-
it was put in a museum, and they
Oh, okay.
and they reclaimed it. So
Okay.
they're thinking about displaying that.
I'll
They
be.
haven't gotten it done yet, but. And then we're kind of right in between some things in the area. We're in between Estherville and then the Spirit Lake area,
Okay.
the resort area of Okoboji and the Iowa Great Lakes.
Why don't you explain, you started Little Swan Lake Winery in that area. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, why you chose that location? Those sorts of things would be very interesting.
Well, the farm that we're on, basically, I have a history with because I've been a painting contractor my whole life. 40 years ago, I painted this farm
Okay.
and fell in love with it. It's in the little rolling hills area right on the lake. It's just a beautiful, quiet, peaceful spot. And 20 years later, we were able to get a hold of it.
Great.
And buy the farm And boy, we bought the farm, but no, we buy the farm.
Exactly.
And we raised buffaloes also, and so the buffaloes just kind of needed a home to roam, and this worked out to be a really nice place. And the winery idea came about on a vacation to New Mexico. We visited a winery there and just had a ball. Everyone was having fun. The owners were having fun, the customers were having fun, the dogs on the porch were having fun. I mean, everybody's having fun. So we thought, what a fun way to make a living. And so, you're on vacation, everything looks like fun.
Sure.
So you come home and you forget about it and you make a living. And then we saw a little notice for a growing grapes in Iowa meeting. So we thought, let's go. So we did, and we decided to plant some grapes and did that for a couple of years, and then figured out we're halfway off the cliff. You can't stop halfway down. Let's just go ahead and start the winery.
Yes.
So we eventually got the licensing done, about a 3-year project. Get the licensing,
Wow.
get equipment, get the building ready, get grapes, make wine so you have something to sell. And so this is now the beginning of our 10th year.
My goodness.
my,
Good for you.
my.
And so we're right, it is a fun way to make a living. Someday we'll make a living, but it's really a lot of fun.
That's an excellent way to put it. I
It
like
is a lot
that.
of fun.
Yes. So what types of wines do you produce?
We actually, because the market in the Midwest tends a little bit more towards the sweeter wines, we do a wide range of wines from sweet to medium blends, and then all the way to, I make a lot of dry reds.
So we try and find a wine to fit everyone.
Okay. Do you also carry the wine merchandise like the T-shirts and corkscrews and
Yep.
that type of thing?
Yeah, we
Wonderful.
have. We remodeled our barn, which was built in the 1920s. Part of it is the gift shop, and the other part is our event room.
Oh, nice. Now, you said that you raise buffalo. Do you also sell some of the buffalo there?
Yeah.
See?
See?
You could get buffalo and wine.
Fine.
Good.
That's outstanding. What are your best-selling wines? What do you find that people want the most of?
Our best-selling wine is actually called Buffalo Blush. We have a lot of
Buffalo Blush.
our wine labels have either buffaloes or swans on them. And our son is our label designer. He's a
Okay.
Oh, nice.
graphic designer, so he designs all of our labels for us.
You were saying some of your best-selling wines are the blush, the Buffalo Blush. And what other wines do you have?
Well,
Amazingly enough.
Oh,
happened to
How's
bring
that for
some
timing, Sally
wine.
Sue?
good.
And fortunately, this one is also open.
Oh, well,
Imagine that.
gosh.
I don't
This
know.
one is called 29.
Okay.
It's named for our first big buffalo bull. His ear tag number was 29, so we named the wine after him, and it's his picture on the label. So
Well,
Isn't that
this
cool?
is a dry red blend.
Is he still alive or is he part of the
No,
meat
he's long
locker?
gone.
Okay.
He's long gone.
They sold it.
One to try. Yeah, well, yeah, we sold him.
We sold it, yes. you sold
exactly.
it.
Okay, so we have quite a few dry reds.
I love the glasses. They are beautifully
This-
etched.
Yes, they are.
And those are part of our
Gift shop.
Gift
Gift
shop.
shop?
They're beautiful.
Oh, that's outstanding. Do you, I gotta take a little taste of this. Do you do grape stomping over at your location?
We do. Every year. We have our annual grape stomp the Saturday of Labor Day weekend.
So, and you were saying your
very
event
tasty
hall.
wine.
What other events do you do? You said something about you had the shop and then event area?
Yeah, we have a space that we do weekly. Thursday nights, we have happy hour from 6 to 8, starting in April.
Road trip.
Road trip,
Okay.
yeah, absolutely.
And that runs from April through December. And an Australian lady named Billy James is our vocalist for that. And she is wonderful. And then every Sunday we have a different musical group from 4 to 6. And we serve a buffalo entree meal at 5 o'clock.
This is all in the barn structure, is that what you're saying? And that barn was built around the 1920s? My goodness. So tell us a little bit about go ahead, Sally.
No, I
Sue.
was going to say too, you said you were in a valley, so it must be kind of a winding
Well,
into the area, or?
you can't actually see the buildings from the road.
nice.
The barn was built on the side of a hill, so it's ground level entrance on both levels. I mean, the haymow is basically ground level, and then the basement, which is the next ground level down is the wine production area.
Oh, nice.
And then the main floor is divided into the tasting area, gift shop, and then the event room.
Okay.
And then upstairs above the tasting room, there is in progress a suite of rooms for a bed and breakfast area. We also moved a grain elevator into next to the barn, just the silver building like sits by the railroad tracks in every little
Wow.
town. We moved that
That's
in
quite a project.
3 years ago, turned it into a 5-story building, and 2 of those floors are bed and breakfast areas.
My
Oh, how
goodness.
fun.
So,
Go to a bed and breakfast in a grain elevator.
and
And a winery.
a winery,
Sounds like my cup of tea.
and the view is fantastic. I mean, because the rooms are way up in the air, and so you can sit out on your little deck and look at the lake and the buffaloes on the hills,
Oh.
and it just turned out great.
That is great.
And we can access through your website reservations for that then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how much wine do you produce
I
in a year?
We've been making about 6,000 gallons, maybe 30,000 bottles a year, and I kind of ran myself out of space. Because we do so many dry red wines and they take some aging time, I have filled up my space with these wines aging. And so last year it was closer to 3,000 gallons instead of 6.
Do you have to raise a hardy type of grape? I mean, is there something unique about your grapes because of the area that you're located, or?
Well, what we can grow are cold hardy grapes. They are mostly developed in the northern tier states. So
That's what I
University of
wondered.
Minnesota has done a lot, Cornell. Basically, of our 6,000 gallons, ordinarily I get about a third of my grapes locally. I mean, we have 1,000 grapevines or so, but it's a very small part of our production.
So you acquire grapes from
I buy most of my grapes.
Okay.
Always will. Grapes are extremely labor intensive. It's hands-on intensive farming, and ours get ignored a lot. There's too many other things to do, and so we're the poster child for how not to grow grapes. I apologize to my grapes all the time. So I buy about a third of my grapes locally, within 100 miles. Round Lake, Minnesota, for example, Sheldon, Estherville. Because I'm a dry red wine person, I usually get 14 or 15 tons of grapes shipped to me from California.
Okay.
As grapes, and then about a third from New York. Get a lot of our whites, Rieslings and such from New York.
Well, this is delicious. Now, I understand, do you have other merchandise as well by any chance?
Yes, we do some gourmet cheeses and, of course,
Ooh.
the buffalo meat and all the paraphernalia that comes along with wine, corkscrews, and all that.
Did you happen to bring anything along?
I think we do have some T-shirts. This is our Buffalo Blush T-shirt.
Oh, that's
and that kind of commemorates our best-selling wine.
Oh, look at that.
The
That
buffalo
is
on the front.
beautiful.
So
And then get the
nice.
blue in there, yeah.
And I love the colors.
That's pretty.
And then this one is our Buffalo Frost T-shirt
Oh,
with
boy.
our bottle on it.
I love it. Could we have a
Oh,
couple?
please. And you know what? We brought enough for everyone in the audience.
Well, Scott and Diane, we really want to thank you very much for being our guest today. This has been most enjoyable. And for our viewers out there, we want to thank you too for joining us for another episode of the Cocklebur Morning Show, where we weed out the stories throughout Sweet Swine County. Join us again next time. For now, bye-bye.
Bye.